ArsenalFanTV. You know what I want to ask you actually? Are you happy or disappointed after that?
Neither. One thing Henri said when he's talking about us winning the league at White Hart Lane, about, I think it was Tanyo, saying that don't celebrate a draw. I feel like part of us today is celebrating a draw, and I think that, if I have to be honest, one thing that I think today elaborates stronger is that where we could have been with a stronger defensive
season. I wouldn't say no one here celebrating the draw. I think
no, it's like the way atmosphere leaving, everyone's saying chargeable happy.
We were losing 2-0 to Liverpool. We were getting absolutely hammered in that first half. If you're being honest, to get away with a draw today, you wouldn't have expected that.
I would have wanted a draw before the game. I don't deny that for a second, but I think that the goals we conceded were sloppy. I think that we should not have conceded their third goal. I think it was just so many errors. I personally don't think I can blame Cech for that one bit, and I'm quite critical of Petr Cech. I think that Jack Wilshere was once again a standout for us. I'm very impressed with Jack. What I said when we were Everton away to you was that if Ozil stays consistent, give him the contract. I've always said Alexis can go, and I always said that Jack, because he shows heart, is the one player in the squad that not only should be captain for Arsenal Football Club, but should be starting week in, week out because of that flair.
I mean, it's always just been, it's been the fitness issue with him, but he looks like he's fit now, and if he's fit, he has to start every week. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens when Aaron Ramsey's fit. Will Jack start?
See, when Aaron Ramsey's fit, I've been thinking about what we could potentially do. I'm going to do a bit of a Graham here, but I'd go for a 4-3-3 rather than 4-2-3-1 and play. Let's say, for example, we sign Nzonzi. I play Nzonzi in the deeper role, have Jack and Ramsey ahead, and then front three have Ozil, Lacazette and Giroud, but except in a 1-2 role. Because I'd love nothing more, as I said last week, to see a Giroud and Griezmann-esque role, but except with Giroud and Lacazette at Arsenal Football Club with the hold-up and the pace running on. I think the one thing that we saw today in particular, though, was that when we turn it on, we can finish. And I think one issue with Arsenal Football Club recently is the fact that we've been great going forward. We've been creative. We play very beautiful football, as we always do, but we didn't have that end product. And today I thought we were a lot more clinical than normal, and I was really quite impressed. But one thing that I personally frustrates me, and I know probably a lot of other Arsenal fans right now, is as before, we have someone like Steve Bould as our assistant manager. Steve Bould is one of our club's greatest ever centre backs. And he's an assistant manager. He's an influential role within the club. How he cannot teach our defenders to defend consistently and without putting in stupid tackles and giving away fouls when there's no need is laughable, if I have to be honest. He needs to stop hiding under Arsene Wenger's shadow, big himself up, and show our back four what he can do. I remember when he came, everyone was all excited because we had Mertesacker performing what was the Steve Bould flick on, and we had, I think with the statistics, we scored in 5 corners. Like we scored a goal from a corner each game, and where's that gone? Where's that gone? This season we start from Spurs. We were so good at the back, and it's gone so downhill that it makes me question what's going on back at the back. And in addition, it feels like Wenger's given up a bit with the whole. I mean that half though, but with Wenger it feels that because Sanelli and Midtjylland all against his wishes, and also against Kroenkes to some extent because it's not the way they operate. It seems as much like Gazidis is like running the club in a way, and I'd like to say, by the way, big up Ivan Gazidis, by the way, because he's really trying to make a change. And I'm going to say this myself. I apologise for slating you for catalyst to change, because you must have found it difficult because you're doing it now and you're proving us all wrong. Keep it going. I mean that.